Hey, this is Allen Hinds, and I'm here to hopefully give you some insight into playing slide guitar in a standard tuning. First of all, we'll talk about the guitar really quick, because having the right gear, of course, is always inspiring and help you getting started and loving the instrument and all that kind of stuff. I like the SG because it has such an easy access to high frets. Has humbucker pickups, which seem, for the most part, to really resonate really well with the glass slide. The reason I use a glass slide as opposed to steel or brass or all the other ones that are available is maybe because I was raised in Alabama and Duane Allman was my biggest influence. But over the years, I come to find that the Pyrex or the thick glass sounds great on electric strings. Steel and brass tend to be really cumbersome, really heavy for whipping around and doing licks. Also, I wear it on my third finger, which is totally optional. There are many great players that wear it on different ones. I found on the third finger, once again, probably from just growing up listening to Duane Allman is why I chose that finger. But I found through the years that I can actually turn the slide sideways easier with the slide on my third finger to make like minor third intervals in standard tuning. Let's talk about standard tuning and why I use standard tuning. I mean, traditionally, I think the slide guitar and dobros and lap steels and all those things were tuned to open chords. And although that's beautiful sounding, it's kind of if you change keys or if you really want to go outside harmonically in place, if you can't, you kind of got to detune the whole instrument and learn other patterns. And there's so many tunings that I found that since I knew standard, the guitar, the fretboard pretty well like it was, I kind of figured out how to adapt and make things happen in standard tuning. But it kind of involves a lot of right-hand technique in muting. I found that was the kind of the key to making that work. And having enough fretboard harmony to know where different extensions and upper partials of chords are in the fretboard. That helps me too. Start with, I want to kind of get a feel for slide, because I have a lot of students that play and they kind of whip around and they kind of sound like some kind of drunk theremin player, you know? And it's, if you can, take, for instance, like a harp player would do. Get your four fingers, maybe, I think I do my thumb and my index and my middle and my ring, and I just grab the top four strings, and the rest of the strings I mute with the palm of my right hand. And I would say for a first exercise to try, pick a note. Whether it's let's do B, we say we're in the key of E. And just try sliding to the 12th fret and holding that note and making it pure, without any of the other extraneous notes sympathetically ringing behind it. And that's doing like no vibrato. Just go right to the 12th fret and see if you can make that. There are some players, and they're no doubt great players who do that. That's not really my style. And that to me is a little frenetic sounding after a while, but I've always gravitated towards the Derek Trucks, Duane Allman, more Ry Cooder, maybe a little vocal, and make it into like a real voice. Because really you can't really shred playing slide. You're kind of, it limits you to the amounts of notes you can play, so you kind of make every note count. The intonation has to be spot on. So practice this. Grab those four strings, and just whatever note you want to play, use that finger that's holding it as a plectrum and pluck that string, whether it's a, and let it go up to the note. And then give it a little shake, like a vocalist would do. Most vocalists would sing it, ba, and then put vibrato. I can't sing, of course, but you know what I mean. And you can do that. Another thing also is that getting used to sliding in to write on the note in time. You could put a metronome on, you could play with a note, but just get used to going 2, 3, 4. And making it musical and going right up to the perfect pitch instead of going, trying to find your way around that way. So that's a good thing to practice too. As simple as it sounds, it's really crucial when you're playing slide guitar.